How do you get perfect doneness on a roast? We've got the perfect technique for you. Roasting is actually a very easy technique. We seem to overcomplicate it because, well, I guess there's a little bit of pressure. We've got a nice quality piece of meat and we don't want to make a mistake with it. Here's a way to ensure that you have perfect doneness throughout by reverse searing it. So we start at an oven set at 225, riding at a nice low temperature. And then we'll add a sear on the outside of it afterwards. So that's the technique, reverse searing. Let's go through what we've got here equipment-wise. We're gonna need a roasting pan fitted with a rack, and if you notice, I put foil on the bottom here so I can collect drippings. And then I've made this exceptional rub that's actually now a paste because I put sherry vinegar in it. So the ingredients on this are salt and pepper, and I use coarse kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper, some brown sugar so we can get a sugar component on there to add a nice caramelized crust. It also has paprika, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. And then the most important, a high quality roast to start with. In this case, I've got a strip roast. So if you like New York strip steaks, that's what this is. If I were to make a cut like this and just cut steaks out of this, that's a New York strip steak. But I've got a hunk of about 4.5, 5 pounds of a New York strip roast. You see it's got a nice fat cap on the outside, and we're gonna cut cross hatches in that to get a good caramelized exterior. All right, so let's get this ready for the oven. As I mentioned, I'm gonna put cross hatches in that. So I wanna score the fat at about 1/2 inch deep, at about 1 inch wide strips. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I can get, number one, I can get the rub, the paste, I guess. I can get that all throughout and get seasoning into these deep crevices that'll be created. And as this cooks, what happens is that fat will render and you'll get these crisp caramelized nubbins that we all love so much on the exterior. So if you notice on the top, I put kind of diagonal cross hatches this way, and then I'm gonna do the same technique across so I have this squared out pattern. Don't get too worried about precision on 1 inch across, but that's kind of the goal. So take a look at that technique. It creates these nice crosshatch pattern. And so this recipe you can see here, I've got sherry vinegar introduced into these dry ingredients, and it should be the consistency of wet sand. And I'm gonna go ahead and rub that really throughout this whole thing and try to get it into those crevices if I can. As it melts, those will really find their way deep into those grooves. Make sure we use this all up. And let's make sure it's nice and even so I don't have spots that have too much or too little. I think that looks good. And we'll go ahead and put this in a roasting pan. You see I've got fitted with the rack so that any drippings will fall below. So we'll put it in an oven that's set at 225, nice and low. At a 225-degree oven, we took the internal temperature to about 110 degrees, and now we're going to get the oven up to 500 to finish our reverse sear. So reverse meaning we're going to apply the sear now. And while it's preheating, I'm going to tent this just to keep it warm, and we're going to wait until the oven has reached 500 before we put it back in for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now we're preheated, so we're going to go into our 500-degree oven. And this is going to get it nice and crispy. So at 500 degrees, take a look at these nubbins on top, that crispiness. Oh, I love it. We're going to set it on this cutting board and let it rest if I can get it out of here. It's important for a roast this big to rest about 10 to 15 minutes so those juices redistribute throughout the whole roast. If you're concerned about getting it cool, go ahead and tent it with foil. We're ready to slice into this gorgeous strip roast. Nice and thin. Boy, you can hear the crispiness on those exterior. Let's check that doneness. Oh, this is just gonna be better with each slice, you can just tell. Oh, look at that. So that's the definition of reverse sear. Perimeter to perimeter doneness with a nice crispy outside. And there you have it, a perfectly done strip roast. And it was super simple. We started with a high quality strip roast. We cross hatched the fat cap and put a rub in so it got all over that exterior. We put it in an oven that's super low, 225 degrees, and then blasted the heat to 500 to get a good crispy sear. For more recipes and tips, go to certifiedangusbeef.com, including the recipe for this baby, reverse sear caramelized strip roast.